What's going on, everybody? Kalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022. Now, as of the recording of this video, this phone is currently only available with AT&T and AT&T Prepaid, but in the next couple months, we're going to be seeing it with a lot of other carriers. Now, with that being said, this is a really interesting phone in the sense that it's a super entry-level 5G phone, and while as expected for its price range, it doesn't have a ton of high-end features, I do think it has a lot to offer in 2022. Now, before we go any further, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So my first reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022 is the solid design. Now, this phone might not look very premium, but it does have some nice weight to it. And although the materials aren't really anything special, you can tell just by holding it, it has some really nice build quality. The back is made of a matte finish that does pick up a few fingerprints here and there, but overall it does look really good and feels really durable. Probably my favorite thing about this phone's design quality-wise is the buttons. Usually on a phone like this, especially a 5G phone where they typically sacrifice quality in order to cut costs, the buttons end up being really flimsy, but the buttons on this phone are really solid and the fingerprint scanner itself feels really nice. As you can see here, the fingerprint scanner is really fast and responsive, and in general, I can really appreciate the build quality here. As far as the overall look and design of the phone, sure, it doesn't look the most premium, but it does have decently thin bezels and a nice modern look overall. My second reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022 is because it has NFC. Now, NFC isn't a super exclusive, uncommon feature by any means, but even nowadays, you don't see it in every phone, especially these entry-level phones. For example, the Motorola Moto G Stylus 5G, which is quite a bit more expensive than this phone, doesn't have NFC, and this one does. Now, in case you don't know what it is, NFC is the technology behind contactless mobile payment services like Google Pay. You have to have NFC in order to use them. And again, lots of phones in this price range don't have it, so seeing that this phone does have NFC is a really nice thing. My third reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022 is because, as the name suggests, it's a 5G phone. Over the last few years, we've been getting more and more affordable 5G phones, but finding a good quality 5G phone that works really well and has a decent amount of features is still not typically exactly cheap. With the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G, on the other hand, we're getting a really nice quality phone with, like I mentioned before, a really good design with good materials and great build quality, all for a really reasonably affordable price. Now, pricing and availability is going to be changing a lot over the next few months, I'm sure, but I got this phone for around $250, whereas last year at this time, sure, there are a few outliers, but the typical 5G phone was definitely more expensive than that. So now in 2022, having a phone that's this nice for such a reasonable price is definitely something I'm happy to see. My fourth reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022 is the camera. Now, taking a look at the front camera here, we got a water drop notch that's really not that bad looking, and this camera is 5 megapixels. On the back, we got a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera for portrait mode. Now, I'm really not thrilled that this phone doesn't have an ultra wide camera. An ultra-wide camera is such a basic feature that I feel like every modern smartphone should have. But on the other hand, we are getting a macro camera, and the main camera is such high quality that I am still really impressed. With a 50 megapixel main camera, we're going to be able to take some real nice quality photos with this. So if you're looking for a phone that's reasonably affordable and a 5G phone, where you can take some nice photos and videos for social media or something like that, the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G is going to be a great option. To give you an idea of what this camera can do, this is a photo taken with the main camera. As you can see, this is a real high quality photo. The colors and detail in general looks really good. I really like how it focuses. It handles light and exposure really well. And overall, I can definitely see taking some real good photos for social media or even something more professional with a phone like this. Even if you're, say, a real estate agent and you have to take photos of a house you're selling or something like that, you can easily get some really good shots with this phone. So again, if you want that 5G capability, but you also want a really affordable phone with a great camera, the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G is going to be one of the better options. My fifth reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022 is the large battery. This phone has a 5000 mAh battery that supports 15-watt fast charging. Unfortunately, it doesn't have wireless charging, which is something I still don't understand why phones like this don't have. And I know from experience, it's not just a feature flagship phones have. In fact, I got this visible midnight here for no more than $100, and this phone does have wireless charging. So seeing that a really nice 5G phone like the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G doesn't have wireless charging doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But besides that, the battery of this phone is really good. A 5000 mAh battery is a real large battery that's not only going to give you so much battery life that you likely won't have to charge it at all during the day, but it's also going to last for a really long time in terms of longevity, because with a large battery like this, as the battery starts to degrade, it's not going to kill the battery life of the phone nearly as quickly as it would with a smaller battery. So as a result, you get to keep this phone a lot longer without having to replace it. So if you do like to keep the same phone for a longer period of time, this phone is going to be a great option for that purpose. In addition to the battery size, we also get 15-watt fast charging here. So if you're in one of those situations where your phone is dying and you don't have a lot of time to charge it, the fast charging, of course, is going to help a lot with that. So in general, if you're looking for an affordable 5G phone with a decent amount of features, really good build quality, the ability to use contactless mobile payment services like Google Pay, and a high quality camera that you can use to take some nice photos for social media or even something more professional, then the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G is going to be a great option. Now, if you want to learn more about the phone, be sure to check out my full review of this device on the channel. And if you happen to be watching this video after you got the phone, definitely check out my tips and tricks, beginner's guide, and camera tips and tricks for this phone as well. But those were my 5 reasons to buy the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G in 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.